Hi, welcome back to Anchor Research Lessons Part 2. So to find print resources and video resources in the library, you need to make sure you log on to a computer on campus, and usually the Steamboat Springs School District website will be the first website to come up. You can then navigate to schools and then Steamboat Springs High School, and from there on the left-hand side select Media Center. This will bring you to the Media Center homepage. And for this tutorial, I am going to focus on using the Marmot catalog and using research databases right in the center of the web page. When I select a Marmot catalog, this is going to take me out to the catalog that searches our library system. This includes all the schools in Steamboat, as well as Bud Warner Public Library in town. And then even further, if you go out and select Prospector Catalog, this will search all the libraries in the state of Colorado. For our initial search, I'm just going to keep it limited to our school. And I'm going to see what we have in our library on the civil rights movement. And go ahead, do a keyword search and select Find. You'll see what comes up is sorted up at the top here by the type of media that it is, whether it be books, downloadable files, these could be videos or audio files. This type of video here is generally VHS or DVD, and then audio files. So these would be audio CDs related to our search. So if I want to see what types of books we have, I'm just going to select the book icon and filter my search in that way. Now, because this is a historical topic, I want to select and make sure that my search terms are relevant. Okay, it's not as important to have the most current information about civil rights because this topic happened decades ago, even though it still has its influences today. Unlike a research topic that has something to do with scientific research, where you would definitely want to have the most recent information first. So that would be publications from 2012. So now you see on our main page here, we have 27 different titles that relate to civil rights. And on this right-hand box here, it shows us where those items are located in the library. They are located at this call number on the shelf, 323.1 WEX. And the WEX is the first three letters of the author's last name. Quickly skimming my screen, I'll notice that most of the records for civil rights are at the call number 323. I've got a biography here. This is a fiction title, so that one isn't relevant for what I'm doing. But most of the nonfiction, here's another one, 973.04. This is African Americans, Voices of Triumph. So this would be historical information on the civil rights, and 323 is the call number for social issues. So that is why they're in the 300s. Those are going to be the two main areas in the library where there's going to be information related to this search. This is also true if I were to go into the public library down the street. So once I know that call number, I could walk into any library, and as long as I know 323 or 973, civil rights information will be on the shelf at those numbers. So make sure that you write those down as you go. So coming back up to our first one, this looked really helpful If it's an eyewitness history, I'm going to take a guess that this is probably some primary source information. So looking at the record for this book, I get some more information about it. Here's the full title and author. It shows that it is available now, so that means it should be right on the shelf if I walk over to the 323.1 section. I can also see these are some of the subject headings that were used to identify this book. So maybe my search didn't quite generate the results I was looking for. Sometimes it's a good idea to take a look at these and see how the catalog is organized. And maybe I misspelled something, or maybe I can find some other keywords that could be useful too, like this, race relations. That might be really helpful to my searches. So instead of trying to do a new search, typing that in, I can just click race relations and generate some new results. But for now, I am going to check this book out. If I go over and I want some new results and I select race relations, let's see what happens. Okay, again, I'm just looking for print resources right now, so I'm going to filter my search further and select the book icon. And I'm going to take a look. Now, race relations is going to be broader than just the African American white civil rights race relations in the United States, so keep that in mind. But there may be things that I find that I didn't get if I did the civil rights search only. So here we go. Here's some searches that might be related to what I'm looking at. Maybe I need some information along with what I had before on the Ku Klux Klan. Let's see what else. Is racism a serious problem? This could be helpful. So here's another title, again in the 300s. The Montgomery bus boycott. This is also directly relevant to the civil rights era, again at 323.1. So these would be some additional titles that I would definitely be sure to look at. And when I get to those books, just because the title is different from maybe what I was suspecting or my exact topic I was assigned, I'm not sure just by looking at the cover if there's good information in there for my research question. So what I really need to do is open it up and spend a few minutes skimming the table of contents, looking at the different chapters, and also looking at the index, because that's going to give me a clue as to whether or not this resource is going to be helpful in answering any of my research questions. Once again, from the school homepage, I'm going to find myself at the Library Media Center homepage, and in the center there's a link for research databases, so go ahead and select that. You'll see you have a variety of choices. These are available on and off campus as long as you have the username and passwords. The first one listed is an online encyclopedia. This is, again, really helpful for general research and a good place to start. The second one, EBSCOhost, is a company that collects all types of journals, thousands of journals, and puts them into one large database that makes it very easy to search. So this is a great place to look for current events, scientific information, as well as historical information. And there's several others listed here. Another one that's really helpful for historical research is this ABC Clio history database. This is really useful. It's kind of like a very detailed, interactive history textbook that's online. So I'm going to review very quickly EBSCOhost and ABC Clio. Once I click into this, you'll see it prompts me for a username and password. These are in your student handbook as well as posted throughout the library. So once I'm logged in, you'll see I'm on the screen inside EBSCO, and I've got a number of choices on the left-hand side from the broadest to most specific. most historical topics, once I've found some background information, have some really strong keywords and a focus to where I'm looking at, I'm probably going to use the main EBSCOhost search tool, which is the top one. Occasionally, if I have more of a social issue, something such as genocide or anything that's going to be something where people stand on both sides of it differently, let's say gay marriage, the environment, topics that really have two different groups looking at it from different ways, I would use this points of view. But for most of our purposes for historical research, I can just use the general EBSCOhost research database tool, click in, and then I'm going to select all and hit continue. This is going to start me off with the most broad search. So if I'm looking into American Civil Rights Movement, and maybe I'm delving deeper into the impact of the Montgomery bus boycott, I can type that into my search term and go ahead and hit search. And you'll see right away, I get 744 articles. That's quite a few. So some things on the left-hand side to notice. I can limit the publication date. So maybe I want to look at, what came out in the 50s in periodicals, newspapers and magazines about this topic. Maybe for about 10 years I could look at. And I only want to see full text, meaning I only want the whole article. I don't want just citations of articles. When I narrow my search like that, I actually just get 7 articles. And these are pretty intriguing. You'll see they come from magazines, and you'll see the citation right at the top. So like this first one comes from the New Republic. It's published March 5th, 1956. And it gives me a little overview of the article, and I can keep looking. Yeah, they're from all different types of journals. This one's from The Nation. This one's from Time magazine. This last one's from The Nation. Oh, quite a few are from The Nation. Okay, so let's say I'm looking at this article number 7, and it's called The New Negro. Today, a new Negro is emerging in the South. So far, no race riots have marked the event, nor are there any indications yet that the new spirit among the Southern Negroes will produce an artistic blah, 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 and it goes on. Okay, and you can see subject headings: African Americans, race discrimination, race relations, ethnic relations. So these are a lot of really good keywords. If I'm finding that Montgomery bus boycotts is not giving me what I'm really looking for, I can look at these subject headings, and maybe looking at race relations is more identifying with the type of information I need, or race discrimination. But let's say for my purposes that this article is really going to be helpful to me. Once I'm looking at the article, on the left-hand side, here's the whole thing, PDF, full text. And at the top, there's the description of it. And then on the right-hand side, there's some really important buttons to be aware of. I can just print this article just as is. I can email it to myself or someone. I can save it to my network folder. That could be really helpful. So instead of just printing it right away, maybe I just want to save it electronically. And then lastly, a really important tool here is the citation button. If I click that, it will cite the source for me. And all I have to do is scroll down and find the type of citation that we use, which is Modern Language Association here, MLA. And I have my citation done for me. And I can just go ahead and copy and paste it right from here. So here we are back at the library homepage, and we're actually all the way into the research database page, and we're going to select ABC Clio History Database. Again, you need to log in, and that username and password is posted throughout the library and also in your student handbook. Once you're logged in, we are going to navigate around and take a look. So we're in the American History section, and the home page has a lot of different things that they're trying to thematically share with its audience, but we're just going to use the search toolbar up at the top. And to continue with our research, our historical topic of civil rights movement, let's just start with a broad search and see what results we get. So you can see how this tool operates. So when I do civil rights movement, I get 665 hits related to that search. Now that's still quite a lot. On the left-hand side, you'll see, again, there's tools to filter your search further. So maybe I just want to know about the articles that discuss this idea or movement, and maybe which individuals might be related to it. You can also narrow it down by speeches or narratives, government or court documents, and so on and so forth. But let's just try this and filter it. Okay, down to 244 just by doing that. And maybe I want to look at speeches because I need some primary source information. All right, down 281. Okay. So skimming through the first couple, just to give you a quick overview of how it navigates, I'm going to click into my very first article that discusses the civil rights movement. Anything in blue is a link, and it will take me out to more information or a definition or a description of it. And you can see, I mean, this article is just loaded with more detail and more places that I can further explore this topic. The nice thing is at the very bottom of the article is my MLA citation. Again, it's done for me. So I can just copy and paste it right from here and put it into my works cited. Also, at the top, again, there's the print function. I can email this document to myself or somebody that I might be researching with or my teacher. And again, another cite button. So if you have any concerns or questions about how this functions, these are the basic navigational tools using ABC Clio. Now that you've had a review of utilizing the library efficiently and effectively and finding good sources, we reviewed Marmot Catalog to find print and other resources. We reviewed online databases and also the history database, ABC Clio. You should be well on your way to finding really great sources for your project. And it's time to read and take notes. As you're taking notes and extracting really important, relevant information to your research, you're also evaluating the source for whether or not it is helping you answer your research question. At this point, you should know it's a good source or not as far as authority and timeliness. But evaluating the source is more, is this source helping me answer my research question? And if not, it's time to move on and look for other sources. However, if it is, it's time to really dig in deeply, read it closely, take lots of extensive notes, and cite it and utilize it in your project. Synthesis is taking all of these ideas and your research and putting it together to make new meaning. So that may be writing a formal research paper, giving a speech, doing a presentation, having a poster. There's lots of different ways that you can communicate new information or new meaning about a topic that you have researched. The final step in a 6-step research process is evaluation. You should be evaluating your research and your product all along the way, but this is also the final evaluation where either your peers evaluate you, your audience, your teacher. It could be a number of people, including self-evaluation. Did I actually answer the research question that I set out to from the beginning? So that is the ultimate evaluative tool.